Morning. Thank you so much for your time with me. So I hope today you are fine. As me, I am fine also. With the grace of Almighty, I come again in front of you with another very interesting topic. I hope this topic will be very helpful and very fruitful, very productive for our present generation and next generation. So we have been making videos after the so many research and investigation. Without observation and investigation, we don't try to make videos because our videos must be effective, must be productive for our modern communities. Otherwise, our responsibility will not be fulfilled. We think like this. So today I have chosen a topic: the accountability of the parent to their children. Then even recently I met with so many parents. Then I consult with them, I discuss with them. Then I ask from the parents, do you love your children? Do you cherish your children? Even almost all parents replied collectively, we love our children so much. Then I appreciated it. Then I asked from them, do you know your responsibility to your children? When some of the parents replied, also we know our responsibility to our children. Then I let them know. How can I say? I let them explain what they are. Then most of the parents explain we have some responsibility to feed. Number one, to feed, to rear, to nurture, to nourish our children. We have full responsibility to feed our children, to nurture our children, to nourish our children, to rear our children. This is our responsibilities. To care, to nurture, this is our responsibilities. Number two, we have responsibility to clothe and dress and to offer them formal attire. Then I appreciated it. Number third, we have responsibility to administer them medical treatment when if they suffer sickness and illness. And I thanks and appreciated this. Most of the parents answered only these 3 points. Then I add I added some point. Except beyond these responsibilities, you have some responsibilities to carry out, which are very fundamental and very essential for your children. Without them, our children will not be able to be human being, to be to stand as a human being in front of the people. Then I explain them there in front of a huge people. So then now I have been thinking it is not enough because I have explained some parents of our I think our student, our generation, it is not enough. Beside them, beyond them, except them, there are so many parents who don't know the accountability to their children. So then I added, beside these 3 things, we have so many things then to, I think, to push and to train our children. Then I explained them. Number four, we have fully responsibility to train and coach our children. Communication, civilization, culture, morality, temper. Even we are responsible, we have responsibility and accountability to teach them how to communicate with different types of people. Even we have to teach them how to communicate with your teachers, how to communicate with elders, how to communicate with your neighbors, how to communicate with your friends, with your relatives. We have to teach them. Then also we have to train them, we have to coach them how should be your mood when you are in front of people, how should be your manner, how should be your culture, how should be your consideration, how should be your attitude in front of your teachers. You have to explain them. Uh, if you explain them only one, it is not work. To explain them, you have to sit with them weekly. For example, weekly we have to ask them how should we train with your teachers. Now, how have you been communicating with your teachers? You have to ask them maybe they will reply. They will answer as far as they can. If you see, If their answers are correct, we have to appreciate and thank. If their answers are not correct, at that time we have to add. Instead of using this word, if you can use this word, it will be very wise and it will be very polite. If you can use such kind of polite word, and I think such kind of good word, you will be beloved by your children. Otherwise, you will not be beloved by your teachers. You have to inculcate, you have to indoctrinate, you have to internalize this sense. Then civilization, morality, also these are good. Even a school teacher will try to teach and to coach them as far as they can. We cannot depend only on a school teacher, because yes, they have so many different types of mission function to carry out. So even they will try to fulfill their responsibilities as far as they can. Also we have to try. Also we have to push, we have to train, we have to also fulfill, we have to try to fulfill their gap, because children mean they are zero. We have to make them, I think we have to fulfill them 0 to 100. For this reason, I think we cannot only depend on school teachers. Then culture. Also this is, we have to train the culture. How should be our culture? How should we respect another one's culture, another one's belief, another one's mode, another one's consideration, another one's function, mission. We have to 0 to 100. We have to teach everything. If you don't teach, the children will not be able to know and to do, to carry out, because children mean they are zero. They didn't bring anything from their birth. So number 5, we have responsibility as well to educate our children. So also we have been saying always, there is only one difference between animal and human being, only education, training and coach. If we don't educate, if we don't train, if we don't coach our children, it will be similar to animal. For example, even children have been I think today even animals have been enjoying everything as like as us, but they are not trained, they are not coached, they are not taught. For this reason, they are unable to do anything. So as a human being, I think we must be trained, we must be coached. I think we must be learn everything. Then we will be able to bring peace, harmony over the world. Otherwise, it is impossible. Then even to educate our children, even I have been seeing most of the parents have been sending their children to school. But I appreciate it, but it is not enough. Except sending school, besides sending school, beyond sending school, we have something to do. Even I have seen also most of the parents, they don't know the school of their children, they don't know the teachers of their children. I think this is our weakness. This is our poor understanding. We have to visit to the school, we have to observe, we have to detect, we have to inspect our children's consideration, our children's activities, children's performance, children's capacity. Then we have to consult with teacher. What should we do to make him a human being? For example, we have to consult with teachers. Then even only we cannot depend always on a school teachers, because a school teacher has so many students, more than 30, 40 students in the class. He has only 45 minutes to teach a subject. In this short period, he is unable to teach everybody perfectly. But they have been trying to teach as far as they can, but they are unable, because there are so many students, so they have to think everything generally. They cannot think for anybody individually. For this reason, if you want to teach our student excellently, we have to hire a private teacher for home level. Even I think a school teacher will teach something, I think private teacher will teach something at that time. children will be, I think children's progress will be growing. I think to make excellent educated student, I think number one, parents, number two, school teacher, number three, private teacher, number four, I think to work collectively by cooperating. If these four people cannot, I think, do not work, I think, do not work collectively, I think there are very less way to be excellent and good educated people. Even it become a question, what will happen if we don't hire a private teacher for our children? If you don't hire a private teacher for our children's education will be poor. Our children's education will be acceptable. They will not be able to be good and excellent educated students. Because this is not their mistake, this is our mistake. We are unable to fulfill them, to fulfill them educationally. So even also another one that beside also by law, by religious law and by secular law, parents are prohibited to make their children anything, to make work there, to make their children work. Because when a child is under, a child is below 18 years, at the time they are child, it is the time for them to learn education. It is not for them appropriate time to work. So, because at that time, even most of the developed countries, it is strictly prohibited to make work children. So, in our country, it is prohibited by law, but it is not, I think, strictly not prohibited by seeing our living standard and I think development condition. But if we make our children work, I think it will be at least if it will be seen if our secular law doesn't catch us. I think it will be seen. It will be big sin by our religious law because they are seen when they are under 18 years. I think they are child. They are. I think they deserve. I think to be sent to school. This is their time to invest for their next life. If they are unable to invest I think education in I think they will face so many I think they will not be able I think how can I say to act to do everything as human being we have to I think clearly understand this even for example how can we how can we make our children good for example this it become a question even no punishment, no molestation, no, I think, no beating will not be productive for the children. Also, we have to throw, I think, training with, throw diplomacy with, throw coaching with. Even we have to sit weekly with our students, with our children. Then we have to consult. We have to inculcate civilization, good habit, morality, communication, culture, the sense of responsibility. We have to make them question. For example, what is education? Why why are you learning education? For example, we have to ask them, then they will answer. If their answers are not correct, we have to fulfill, we have to correct them. For example. So if we work continuously like this, I think we'll be able continuously like this, I think we'll be able to change the condition of our next society. So thank you so much. I hope I think by watching these videos, most of the parents will be able to understand the accountability of the accountability of the parents to their children. I hope I have explained as far as I can. I think it will be very useful. I think if it is very useful, please keep watching. Thank you so much. I will be back very soon with another interesting topic.